What's good with y'all, man? Ras Fennel back again, man. I'm talking about depression and anxiety, both of which I've suffered from before. And the main cause, the main reason that I found, first of all, was in my life I had no structure, right? For one, I had no structure. You can get rid of 70% of your anxiety, of your depression, by having a healthy pattern of working out, diet, like healthy eating, and sleep. Take care of your body. Like, I didn't understand why I was so surprised that I was treating my body like garbage, putting garbage in my body, and then wondering why I felt like garbage, wondering why I felt bad. What am I putting in my body? How was I treating my body? You know what I mean? And I was surprised why I felt like garbage. Then another reason was because of social media. In social media, I was always looking at pictures of people, because on social media, you got to understand, everybody's putting their best picture, best angle, them having fun, them doing everything amazing, they're on the beach, yada yada. It's the best version of them. That's all they're showing the world, right? And so you go into a social setting, you're looking on Instagram, and that's all you see is everyone's living their best life. Everybody out here is living amazing. They're doing better than you are. So then you look at yourself and you reflect back on yourself. Because humans, we're comparative by nature, right? So we compare ourselves to other people. Social media is the perfect example. You go on social media, you compare yourself to all the pictures you're seeing. And then you think, man, this person's on the beach, or this person's, having fun at a party. He has this hot girlfriend or whatever. You're a girl and you're seeing these girls who are, more fit than you. They're thinner than you. They have their stuff together, so to speak. When in reality, they're depressed just like you are. They're anxious just like you are. But they're only showing their best version. So then you do the exact same thing. And the thing that happens when you do this is that you set the bar high for yourself. Because you're only showing yourself up here. You know that you are you at your highs and your lows. That's you. That's the real you, is you at your highs and you at your lows. There's a contrast. It's called duality, the balance of life. But see, you're not doing that whenever you're only posting your best pictures, only the best version of you. So then you go into a social setting, you go into life, you have to live up to that expectation that you set on yourself. It's crazy, right? You did it to yourself by posting your best photos and all this and all that. And then you go to a social setting and you're trying to live up to a version of you that you will never attain because it's only the best version of you, right? And you'll never really attain that because it's only the external. It's only pretty on the outside. See, us as humans, bro, we have to go through the ugly, the dirty, whatever, in order to evolve, in order to grow. You're trying to take a shortcut by only being the best version of yourself, not really being the real you. You wouldn't be anxious if it was just the real you, because that's you. That's you. That's why you're not nervous or anxious whenever you're by yourself, because it's just you. Or whenever you're with people who, love you for you, you're not nervous, you're not anxious, because it's you. There is nothing to be nervous or anxious about, right? But the second that you start to double check and, you get into your head, and that was one of my biggest issues. I was too much into my head. I would let a thought spiral out of control because I had no control over my thoughts. I would let one thought spiral, and I didn't know how to stop it. And then I would resonate with that thought, and I would resonate with that feeling. Now I'm on NoFap. Now I'm sober. Now I have structure in my life. I have control over my body. That's why structure is so important. You know what anxiety is? Anxiety is that you're on edge because you don't know what's going to happen next. And then in your mind, you're thinking that something irrational is going to happen, something that will never happen. You're expecting that to happen, so you're on edge waiting for something to happen that will never happen. So yeah, you're going to be on edge, right? It's like if I was like, man, I'm anxious that an asteroid will come down. It's not going to come down right now. So I'm anxious for no reason, right? But I had no idea how to get rid of that thought, how to get rid of that fear. I resonated so heavily with this feeling because I wasn't meditating. I wasn't on NoFap. I was a slave to my body. I felt a feeling and I acted on it. I said this before. You are surprised that you act on a feeling, right? You act whenever you're horny, you masturbate, you have a feeling, you want to smoke, you do it. You want to eat something, you do it. You don't want to work out, you do it. You obey your body. Your body's in command of you. And then you're surprised when you're sad that you resonate so heavily with that. So yeah, you feel sad, you're going to be depressed. You feel nervous, you'll feel anxious. You feel horny, you jack off. That's you. That's humans. That's how we are. And then once you start to do NoFap, once you start to eat healthy, you start to have structure in your life, you realize that you aren't your feelings. You aren't your thoughts. You have command over yourself. You'll still feel depressed. Like me, I still feel anxious. I feel more anxious in certain situations. But the only way for me to get through these irrational fears, that's all anxiety is. It's an irrational fear. It's fear. The only way for me to get through that is for me to realize that these fears are irrational. The only way for me to really know that is for me to go through them and realize, oh, they're irrational. So yeah, I feel more nervous or anxious in some areas, and then in some areas I got completely through it. You got to fight all the enemies, kill all the enemies to get through the level. It's like the story I gave you with people who owe money, right? If you are in a neighborhood, you owe a lot of people money. The second you leave, they want their money back because you're moving on. You have to pay up, right? Because for so long, you've been just subduing all these feelings. You've been anxious, and then you look for the comfortable way out. You escape your fears. That's what I did for a long time. I felt anxious. I would want to get to a position of where I was comfortable, where I didn't feel anxious, right? That is how I responded to my problems, because that's how I was my whole life, bro. I felt horny. I would jack off. I took the easy way out. I just wanted to get the quickest solution of me getting back to comfort, me just maintaining. I didn't want to break through. You got to break down to break through, but I didn't want to break through. I just wanted to maintain. I wanted to be average. I wanted to eat that food because in the moment it would taste good, and then I had to live with the repercussions. I wanted to, whenever I felt anxious, to get to a place where I was more comfortable, and then I would just maintain there, and then I would still have that anxiety. I would never get through the anxiety. You see how stupid that thinking was for me? I would think to myself, okay, I feel anxious, I'm gonna get to a place of comfort, and then I'm surprised that I feel anxious again. Well, yeah, last time you felt anxious, you just seeked the quickest way out. You never confronted the fear. So now I feel more anxious, but in a way it's like I don't resonate with the feeling. I just do it, I get through the anxiousness, I get through it, and then I realize it was an irrational fear. Nothing really happened, right? And that's why in a way, in some areas, I don't feel anxious at all, because I broke through. In some areas, I do feel a lot of anxiety because I never really approached those demons. I never faced those demons. The reason people are always looking back is because they're running from their fears. They're running from their past. They're running from something. There's no reason to run from something if you're facing what is holding you back in life. That's the point of us to be here. But I mean, since the day we were born, we've been taught that you need to seek comfort. It's comfort living. Everything on this earth right now is comfort living, especially in this day and age. Social media, it's all instant gratification. It all goes together. I promise you it does. No fap, everything. You're delaying gratification. You're not instantly getting comfort. You're going through like a trial by fire so you can come back stronger. You're fighting through it. That's all depression is too. You're living too far in the past. You're resonating so heavily with your past. You wouldn't resonate so heavily with your past if you were optimistic about the future. If you knew, hey, the future has a lot better things to come. You're anxious because you're living too far in the future. You're living too far in the future. You're at peace because you're living in the present. See, you're anxious, you're living too far in the future. You're expecting something to happen. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? You're trying to control something you can't control. So you're gonna be anxious. I promise you, if you detach from the outcome, control what you can control, right? Focus on the effort, not the outcome. That's a quote I've lived by for a long time. Focus on the effort. I'm gonna do what I can when I can, so that when I can't, I won't wish that I could when I should have, or wish that I should when I could have. I'm gonna do what I can now, and then I'm gonna reap the rewards later. I'm not gonna control what I can't control. You know what you can't control? People's opinions of you. You know what you can't control? How people react. You can't control people in general. You can't at all. You can control how you react. You can control what you do today and tomorrow. When it gets there, you can control that. You know that? You can dictate your future today, in the present, right now, by doing something positive. You know what I mean? By doing something that will hold weight, by not wasting your time. Like I said, good things suck in the moment, right? They're tough in the moment, they're hard in the moment, but you get to live with that. You get to walk out of the gym sore, but happy and feeling a dopamine rush because you accomplished something. And then you can skip the gym, but then you go to bed at night knowing that you skipped and you wasted time and you didn't get better. That's like one thing in sports. They would always say everybody has the same amount of time. Or I think Nick Saban, he said, we only got, if you did not get better today, then you wasted a day, and we don't have many days to waste. That's a fact. We all got the same amount of time. You either spend it or invest it. You either waste it or invest it. And that, man, anxiety, depression, it stems from you caring what other people think. A majority of the time, at least that's what it is for me. I'm still anxious because a part of me cares what a person will think. What will this person think of me? You really got to dive down to it. Why do I care what this person will think of me? Because they might judge me. Okay, why do I care if they judge me? Well, they're judging you because you're acting like yourself. Why do I care if they care what I do when I'm acting like myself? You know, you really got to pinpoint it. Why do I care so much? You start to get to the root of the problem and face those fears in your life, and then you evolve. And then you face more demons and more and more. And that's life, bro. Until you get to a point where you just don't care. Where you're just being yourself. I mean, I promise you the biggest obstacle in life, at least for me, is myself. It always has been. It's myself. You might think it's other people, but the reason you say it's other people is because in your mind it is them. I said it's like the pedestal effect. You'll never conquer what you put over you, because in your mind it's already conquered you. Whatever you think it is that's conquering you, in your mind, it's you that conquered you. It always has been, bro, and it always will be. You got to really come to terms and to peace with yourself, right? I take cold showers. I eat healthy. I work out. In the moment, it isn't amazing. It's not obviously what my body wants, but I reap the rewards afterwards. And I'm starting to get to a point where I'm addicted to being in the gym or walking out of the gym, having that feeling that I accomplished something. I get addicted to that, to the progress. Success is in the progress. I see the progress. I'm progressing. That's something, man. You can't just jump and one day realize, oh, I'm depression free. Out of nowhere, depression free, anxiety free. You got to take baby steps. Move in the right direction. I'll ask you right now, you're depressed or you're anxious. Are you doing anything to move in the right direction? Eating a little bit of fruit, working out a little bit every day, meditating a little bit, doing something to get out of your comfort zone, taking control of your body in some fashion, at least a little bit. You got to do something, man. You have to act. Your actions have to be in line with your mentality, man. Right? Faith without works is dead. Affirmation with no application, self-delusion. You have to have the belief, but you also got to do some action. You have to. And a lot of people say, well, I have like a belief that it'll happen. I've been doing affirmations, but it's not working. Are you doing anything in life? The action is what's manifested to the universe. You either choose right or you choose wrong, or you choose this or you choose that. It's up to you. You have to make the choice. The opportunity will be placed before you, but you got to make the choice. It's up to you at the end of the day. Either way, man, it's Ras Fan. I'll catch y'all.